This hidden teaching of the Bible explains Jesus Christ's message on consciousness and how to create what you really want in life. See, the real messages of the Bible and the messages of Jesus are very swept under the rug, and I want to share with you the biggest secrets so that you can use them to create all the things that you want in life and help a lot of other people do the same thing. This is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com. Let's dive right into this video. Alright, so in Romans 12:2 it says, and you probably heard this before, and be not conformed to this world. Be not conformed. Now they talked funny in those days, but just listen to it. Be not conformed to this world. So don't get bent over by this world. But be ye transformed. Be ye transformed. Sounds like it should be pirates. By the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is good, acceptable, and perfect will of God. So, be not transformed, be not conformed by this world. Don't conform to it. Don't conform to their rules, all the limitations of this world. It says you're not good enough. You're not smart enough. Here's why you can't have it. Look at all the evidence. Look, your last relationships haven't worked out. I'm broke. See, look at my bank account. There's no money and the rich people control it. My last 6 relationships haven't worked out. There's no good guys left. Be not conformed, meaning don't let the world conform your mind. But that's what most people do. They live in reactionary consciousness, so their mind gets conformed by the information that's around them because they think that they're just a physical body. And if you think you're just a physical body, you gather all your information from the physical world. So you look at your bank account and you say, I'm broke, there's no money in it. You look at your last relationships, or you look who's lying next to you in bed and there's nobody, so you say, I'm unlovable, or there's no good guys left, or whatever it is. We look to the outside world to say what's really possible. So it says, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So the word transform, trans means beyond, and then form is the physical world, right? So transform. Transformation. It means the process of which. So transformation means trans, going beyond, form. Transformation, you're moving beyond the appearance of things. You're moving beyond the physical reality. So it says, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. You're transformed because you're no longer bound to the present form of your life, because you've renewed your mind to go from reactionary consciousness to creation consciousness, where your energy, your consciousness is what creates reality. You're no longer conformed by what the physical appearance of things tell you. In the Bible it says, to those that have, more will be given. That's about consciousness. When you're in the consciousness of abundance, you attract more energy like that. And to those that do not have, even that which they have will be taken away. When you're in the energy of lack, you tend to attract more lack into your experience. So it says, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Your mind gets renewed, invigorated by the sheer freedom that you're not bound to your physical circumstances anymore, that there's a higher power, a higher energy, that you're a spiritual being in a physical body, because you've been transformed. You move beyond form. You're not just form. You're not just this body anymore. You've transformed. So now I can look at this video that I'm making right now and I can see my picture, or not my picture, I can see my video on the side right here. This isn't even who I am, because the process of transformation is moving beyond form. This is 1% of who I am. 1% of who I am is my hair, is my skin, my eyes, my eyebrows, my arms, my fingers. That's 1% of who I am. That's not really who I am. It's just a body. When you grasp that you're not bound to those limitations, then your mind is renewed to the creative force of the universe, God. Alan Watts says you cannot get wet by the word water. right? But that energy, you can call it God, you can call it anything you want to call it. Love, spirit, consciousness, Allah, Buddha, Krishna, Jesus, divine mind. You can call it anything that you want to call it. But everything in the world of form comes from that one energy. And you're a part of that energy. So then it goes on to say that ye may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect will of God. What's the will of God? Well, what is God? God's the universe, right? And what is the will of the universe, really? It's constant expansion. Do you go out in the middle of the night, far enough away from the city lights, there are stars as far as you can see, and if you had the ability with Elon Musk's most powerful spaceship ever to go travel 9 billion light years to the furthest star you could see in the sky, once you got there, you know it would be there? It would look much like this. There would be billions more stars. It goes on infinite, and it's always growing. So the universe, God, is for constant expansion. Now, the ego gets in the way of that, but that's the ego's will, not God's will. So it says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is good, acceptable, and perfect as the will of God, essentially. So, what is good, acceptable, and perfect? For you to have freedom in life, to experience all of your desires, to be who you want to be, to close your eyes and imagine the life that you want to live and be able to live it by the grace of God, by the will of God, by the sheer beauty of life. The will of God, if the universe is for constant expansion, which it is, we just talked about it, you get to the furthest star, what's over there? More stars. It goes on forever. Like, the earth doesn't need us. We need the earth more than the earth needs us. The earth's going to keep having rain come down, and there's going to keep seeding the natural trees that are supposed to come up. Like, there's just like a totally natural, infinite process that's for constant expansion. And that's God's will too. So that's on the macro level, like the whole universal macro level, right? The stars, the universe is constantly expanding. On the micro level, it's your life. Your bank account is supposed to be for constant expansion. That's the will of God. If the will of God is for the stars to constantly expand, it must be for your bank account to constantly expand. The will of God must be for you to constantly attract more amazing people into your life, for your circle of influence to constantly expand, just like the galaxies that are constantly expanding. It must be for your own happiness to constantly expand, just like the stars. We're just reasoning here, right? We're just reasoning here that if the will of God, if the universe its natural process is constant expansion, then God's will is for you to be rich, happy, healthy, and have every single thing that you want, because it's for constant expansion of all the most amazing, miraculous things of life. The universe and God is on your side. It's on your side. But you have to be transformed by the renewing of your mind and start seeing yourself like a divine being. If you look in the mirror, you might look in the mirror and you go, this is who I am. I have too many rolls in my stomach. This was my problem when I was in school. My report cards, my bank account has this. This was my problem. But that's the world of form, remember? We're transformed. We're moving beyond form. Transform, moving beyond form. So now we're not looking at the world of form to say, what's possible for your life? We're looking at, just like it says in Romans right here. Just like it says right here. It says right here. But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is good, acceptable, and perfect, the will of God. You're just proving the will of God. And the will of God is for constant expansion. Your bank account, your love life, the perfect relationships, the right opportunities. It's just for life to keep expanding on your behalf. God wants that for you. Life wants that for you. But you first have to be able to look yourself in the mirror and say, I am one with God. I am not my physical body. I'm a spiritual being in a physical body. I'm totally divine. I'm totally worthy. My past is irrelevant. Right now, I am one with God. I'm a divine being. What happens when you do that? At the beginning it says, be not conformed by this world. You're no longer conformed to it. You're not held to your past anymore, right? Because you realize you're more than just a little body. So then you're transformed by the renewing of your mind. You've renewed your mind. And that's going to prove what is good, acceptable, and perfect will of God. Will of God is constant expansion. The universe wants to bless your life. The universe is conspiring for your best interest. And when you start looking at reality that way, it starts happening. That's why it says in the Bible, to those that have, more will be given. I'm expecting more to be given to you today. Wayne Dyer once said, be realistic. Expect miracles. Yeah, but just expect them. It's the will of God. It's for constant expansion. The will of, just look at that super rationally. The will of God is for constant expansion, and you are an integral part of this universe as well. So you're part of that natural order as well for constant expansion. So expect something great to happen today. Expect that phone call to come. Expect that email to come. Expect to get that telephone call. Someone come knocking on your door. Expect to meet that person in aisle 7 of the grocery store. While you're on a walk, expect that good break to happen. Because it's going to. It's the will of God. It's for constant expansion. But your consciousness has to be on this side too. So say it with me. The universe is on my side. Comment that down below. The universe is on my side. Comment that down below. The universe is on my side. So thanks for watching this video. Lately, had a lot of people say they've been coming across my interpretations of various Jesus or Bible teachings. That's been fun and cool to see, so I've started to do that more regularly. I know that what I just talked about today is something that's obviously be transformed by the renewing of your mind. It's such a common phrase that you hear. My intention is that this imparts deeper levels of inspiration, connection to that higher power, and more specifically, just a feeling of like wholeness and greatness and excitement about life, because that energy is going to bring some great things into your life like now, like today. And so that's my intention. So the will of God is for constant expansion, is for your life to be blessed. And when you start buckling that seatbelt, when you start grabbing that steering wheel, of that being the driver's seat of your reality, that God's will is for your own constant expansion in all areas of your life, man, it's going to be exciting to hear about all the great things that you create. If you haven't yet, transform your mind with the second mind right there down below, thesecondmind.com. Then when I learned all this stuff, I started creating a manifestation technique to retrain my brain, and the results were amazing. Over 100,000 people from all over the world have used it, and it's free to demo. It's thesecondmind.com right there down below. It's thesecondmind.com right there down below. So you go ahead and demo that for free. Then hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. The bell notification is what notifies you for new videos. So even if you're already subscribed, just double check you've actually hit that bell notification right over there on the side. And like this video, comment down below, I'm one with God. Comment down below, I'm one with God. Comment down below, I'm one with God. And then go right there down below to demo the second mind and see what amazing things start heading your way as you transform your mind.